What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today we're going to be talking about the Ethereum network and some big news here. They've just announced the release of staking. So staking is no longer going to be locked as of March 2023, at least that is the time frame. This is a big deal for a lot of different reasons. So we're going to talk about what the implications of this means, what the Ethereum Foundation is focusing on, and why this is a good thing in terms of why they're pushing it out very soon. And we'll talk a little bit about price. I don't want to get too much into price because that's highly speculatory, but we'll talk a little bit about it in this video. So let's take a look at the news. So this is on CoinDesk right here. I'm just going to summarize it for you guys. So it says, Ethereum developers determined on Thursday, just the other day, that the network's next hard fork called Shanghai will have a target release time frame of March 2023. It's about 3 months from now. This upgrade will include code known as EIP 4895 that will allow Beacon Chain staked Ether withdrawals. This is what a lot of people have been waiting for. And again, a lot of people on the speculative side here with, is this going to be a good thing or bad thing? Once all of that staked Ethereum gets released, are people going to flock to the exchanges en masse to sell for USDT or USD or Bitcoin? Or are people going to hold on to that Ethereum that they've earned over the past 2 years, thus boosting the price even more? Now, I'm going to tell you guys what my take is, and it might be a little bit of a hot take here in a second. I don't think either of those things will happen. I think something else will happen. If you guys want to read into this a little bit more, they are doing this because they were planning on implementing something called the EOF, or EVM Object Format, which is an upgrade to smart contracts. We're not going to get too technical into these details and some other proposals that they have as well. But what they decided to do was they said that EOF is a little bit too complicated, so they agreed to push EOF out further ahead, in the next update, so that they don't delay staked ETH withdrawals. So this tells you that the Ethereum Foundation is valuing people's opinions and hearing what people are saying about, we want to be able to withdraw our Ethereum. And I don't think, this is a spoiler alert, I'm talking about some things that I'm going to mention later in the video, but I don't think that people are hankering for staked ETH withdrawals because they want to sell it immediately. It's just nice to have that liquidity available if you need it. There's a much higher chance that I think a lot more people are going to stake if the withdrawals are enabled. A lot of people have probably been holding back, whether you're doing pooled staking or staking on Coinbase or solo staking, because they want to have that liquid Ethereum, maybe in case of a price boost or just in case of emergency needs. So this is a big deal that they're releasing the withdrawals for staking, hopefully in March of 2023. Now, before I go any further, full disclosure here, Ethereum is notorious for setting dates and missing them. So this might not happen March 2023, but the gist of it is, because they're setting that target release time frame, it's going to be soon after that. So it's going to be hopefully the next thing that's going to be released here in the system. So it's not going to be pushed back 10 years. I don't think anything like that. So that's a big deal. So let's take a look at some of the numbers here. So some of these numbers are going to be a little fudged. I'm not perfect at doing data analysis, but for the most part it should be okay for understanding what I'm talking about. Right now, there are 485,322 validators currently having their Ethereum locked on the system, right? They can't do anything with it, and they haven't been able to do anything with it for a long period of time, whether that's been 2 years ago in November 2020 when they first started staking, or any time in between. So a lot of people are saying that this is the reason why Ethereum is sitting at $1,200 right now, because these people are locked in, they can't sell out. Now, do they want to get out? We'll talk about that a little bit later. So what does that mean? Let's do some numbers. Let's do some math here. So let's see, 485,322 validators with 32 Ethereum per validator. That's about 15,530,304 Ethereum staked and locked onto this system. And you can see that number is kind of cross-referenced and checked right here. It's pretty close to what I got on the calculator. It's the staked Ether. So what this means is that on March of 2023, sometime around there, all of that Ethereum is eligible for release. Now, they're going to do it in a way where you can't just everybody get out at the same time and cause a massive cascading collapse of the Ethereum ecosystem. You're going to have to get in line to get out. But nonetheless, the whole thing is the fact that you can exit Ethereum in March of 2023 here. So that's a pretty big deal. Some other things to note is the stake effectiveness. So the stake effectiveness essentially means that it measures the relation between the sum of effective balances and the sum of all balances. So people have been earning on these validators. I mean, there's an incentive to be a validator no matter what, and it's to get APR. And so that what this means is, since the stake effectiveness is 94%, about 5.5% is being, maybe 5.6% is Ethereum that has been earned, right? Or Ethereum that is ready to be taken out for free and sold if wanted to be sold, or restaked, or just held, right? So that's the number that I think is worst case scenario in terms of people wanting to dump what they've earned so far. Maybe they want to dump that and, buy a new house or buy a new car or buy something small with their earnings that they've got with their validator, which is perfectly valid. So what does that mean? How much Ethereum is that? Let's take a look at some more numbers here. So we have a grand total right now of staked 15, and this is where the numbers get off a little bit, because I'm not sure if this includes the Ethereum earned, but 15,530,304 Ethereum in the ecosystem altogether. And we're going to go ahead and multiply that by approximately 5.6%. So that's going to give us 869,697, what I'm going to call free Ethereum, right? That's the Ethereum that people have earned for free for having a validator on the system. How much money is that? I think that's a little bit over $1 billion of money. If we go over to CoinGecko here, put this in, it's about $1.09 billion worth of dollars that are going to be able to withdraw from March of 2023. And I'm not going to get into too much into detail about how that's going to come out, because I have to look at we have to wait and see how extra Ethereum is going to be pulled out of the system instead of pulling out all 32 Ethereum. But I do think that most of that extra Ethereum will come out, and people will have the choice. They'll have the choice to sell that for USD or whatever they want for other coins, or to hold it. And I think a lot of people, I think you're going to have a 2/3 chance of people either A, holding the Ethereum that they've earned, or B, restaking that Ethereum that they've earned in the future. And you're going to have 1/3 of people sell and take profit. So what's 1/3 of that? We can go ahead and multiply. I mean, that's kind of worst case scenario in my opinion. So 1 billion... Is that billion? Here it is, 1 billion. And we're going to multiply that by 33%. That's going to give us about $330 million of sell pressure that I think we're going to see near March 23rd. Now, does that mean that Ethereum is going to super dump? I don't think so. I think Ethereum can handle $330 million of sell pressure, to be honest. But I think it's going to be a good thing overall. And this is why. I'm going to get into the next part right now. So I don't think there really is going to be too much, if any, sell pressure come the March of 2023. For the staking Ethereum being released. And the reason is because of what I said earlier. People have security, and a lot of people have been holding back from staking with either Coinbase or solo staking or Lido, because a lot of those options also have locked you out from doing withdrawals. And even myself, I haven't staked all of my Ethereum because I want to have some Ethereum liquid just in case I want to do other things with it, or sell it, or if I need it for emergencies. So I haven't staked all of my Ethereum. Now I think that a lot of people might flip the fence there and flip the script and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to stake, instead of 50% of my Ethereum, I'm going to up it to 75 or 80% of my Ethereum, staking it because I can get returns on my funds that are just sitting there, and I don't have to be worried about not having it liquid anymore, not having to be able to pull it out for an emergency within the next couple of days or couple of weeks, because withdrawals will be enabled and withdrawals can happen. So I think that even right now, you're going to start to see an uptick in people staking their Ethereum and creating validators to get that juicy APR, on a fairly safe cryptocurrency. I mean, we see many other cryptos collapse, but Bitcoin and Ethereum, they've been the top two for a long time. Cross your fingers, we've seen other top cryptos collapse in the past couple months for sure, but nonetheless, with Ethereum, I think that sense of security is going to put a major boost in the validators. And the other thing you have to keep in mind, guys, is even if you do have that massive sell pressure, like I said before, 33%, if we had this number, we're going to multiply this by 2 or 3. I think 2. If we multiply this number by 2 and we get 100% of all that Ethereum being withdrawn, we're going to see an outflow of $660 million, or close to $1 billion. And even if that happens, guys, you have to keep in mind, if people decide, oh no, I'm done staking, I finally can get out of here and sell out of Ethereum, you're going to have a massive influx of people going back into Ethereum to stake as well, because that juicy APR is going to increase significantly. This is the chart right here that you can see for APR. Back in, I don't know when this started, December of 2020, that APR was about 14%. It's dropped significantly since then because we've had so many more validators. And if it drops again, or if the validators, if the people exiting the system increases significantly around that March date when you can do withdrawals, and people decide to withdraw their stakes, then what you're going to see is you're going to see this chart go way up again, and your APR is going to go up. And what's going to happen when APR goes up? People are going to want to get back in. So I like the way that this system is designed. I mean, it doesn't work with other cryptos. With other cryptos, people can game it and, suck it dry until the next crypto comes out. But with Ethereum being the number 2 cryptocurrency, if it fails this test, I mean, then maybe all crypto fails altogether. I do think it'll pass the test of being able to handle people wanting to go in and out of the system on March. So that's the big news. Honestly, we've been talking about how Ethereum can flip Bitcoin in the future. This is another step in that ladder of Ethereum potentially flipping Bitcoin, and seeing what it's going to do in the future. There's not too much more negative stuff that you can say about Ethereum. I mean, they're doing exactly what they said they're going to do. A lot of people said, withdrawals will never be enabled. The next thing people are going to say is Ethereum's too slow, it's not scalable, and the gas fees are too much. And both of those are in the works for the Ethereum Foundation fixing in the future. So, I'm excited for the future and what other updates come in the next 2 or 3 years. Anyway, that is everything for today, guys. I want to give you guys an update on that. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.